Welcome back, everybody. Metal detecting with Old Relic, episode 6. So I just got my leshy shovel right there. Leshy or lesh, I'm not exactly, it's one of those words you're not really sure how it's pronounced. So leshy, I don't know. Anyways, I just tried it out and I dug my first good target here, which is a nice little cast crotal bell, just like the other one that I found in this spot just the other day. Very nice. Off to a good start, hopefully. I hope you can hear me. It's really windy out here, but it's a beautiful day and I just got a beautiful signal and I want to do kind of a live search here. It's down in this clump somewhere. So maybe if I can just stick this thing on my hat like that, hopefully it doesn't fall off. Oh, how the hell do people do this, man? That camera's heavy. All right, here we go. Oh! Holy fuck. Can you see that? That's King Edward. That's a little silver. Haha, yes. I rubbed it. Who cares? That's a little silver. That's a little silver half dime. Oh yeah, man. I haven't found any silver coins for a while. Look at that. Last time I found a silver coin, it was the winter and I was freezing my ass off with a deer out in the field. Awesome. So I just popped this copper out of the ground, not too far from where I got the little King Edward 5-cent piece, which I think is a 1910. So I'm guessing that this is also going to be King Edward, because he seems to be the only coins that I'm finding in this field. Let's take a look. It is a Canadian large cent. Who's on there? Who is that? Oh, look at that. I grazed it. Oh, it's Queen Victoria. Oh, and I friggin' grazed it with a shovel. Shit. Did I do that? I must have. What a ding-dong. What a dumbass. What year is this? Doesn't matter if I rub it now, because I've already scratched it. 1901. I think that was the last year that she reigned. Ah. That's cool. Too bad I scraped it. Jesus. Now here's something you don't find very often. A child's toy iron in situ. You can see it's not very big. I hope the handle is intact. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is incredible. Isn't that something? I'm going to have to definitely take the zapper to that and get the rust off it. That is a very cool find. Wow. Just dug this little thing up. It's silver, but I don't know what it is. It's a lever of some sort. It's got a little hinge on the bottom right there, and then a little thumb thing right there, and then the top of it is this neat little squared thing. Don't know what it is though, but it is silver. I'm having a pretty good day today in this field. I've been in here before, found a nice silver engraved spoon. But yeah, I'm doing all right today. I had to go to the bathroom over there behind that bush. That wasn't so cool because there's a friggin' highway here and lots of cars driving by, but sometimes you just gotta go. Anyways, I just dug this up. Whoop, there goes my machine. Whoops. I don't know if this is a coin or a button. I think it might be a button. Is it? No, it's not. It's a coin. Is it a coin or is it a button? Jesus, I can't tell. My old eyes. I think it must be I think maybe it's a button. Maybe it is. No, it's a coin. There's something on it. I'll put it in my mouth, clean it off, and then I'll let you in on what it is. So it is in fact a button. You can see where the shank was on the back there, but it's got a guy standing on it, facing to the left. Some letters. I can't read it. You know, I think I found one of these in this field last year, actually. I don't know. I'll have to do some research on that. Interesting little button, though. So I just spied this little guy here, sitting in the ground. I don't know if it's a coin or a button. I think it might be a button. Nope, it's a coin. It is a coin. What is it? It's a thin little coin. It's a weird looking little coin. And it's got a hole in it. Scuba? What? Cuba. I just found a Cuban coin. What is that doing here? Did Cuba exist a long time ago? Well, it says Cuba on it anyways. A little Cuba must be free, it says. Well, it took Cuba a long time, but I think it's generally working in that direction. There used to be a cabin on this spot where I am right now, and I've hunted this little tiny knoll probably 3 or 4 times and haven't really found anything. But there's lots of red brick and broken pottery, stuff like that. I finally just dug a coin. It looks like a Canadian large cent to me. Oops. I'm sure that's what it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It is, and it's what is it? 18, I can't really tell. Who's on there? I think it's probably Queen Victoria. Yeah, it's Queen Victoria. Can't make the date out right now, but I finally found a coin in this spot. Persistence is all. Everybody's losing coins all over the place. A nice soft soil here, which probably explains why this little Pioneer medicine bottle survived intact without getting smashed. I don't think it's too terribly old, but it's still got its remnants of whatever was in it still inside of it. Probably late 1800s, I would think. Cool little find. So I'm hunting a new spot. It's an old cabin site. I know it's an old cabin site because there's red brick, but not very much of it. They're very old flow blue glass, and you can tell by the bottles too. I found this cool wire rolled, it's either black or very dark blue bead. It almost looks like a trade bead to me. You can see where it was wrapped around the wire, and it's a pretty nice piece. But I finally just got a metallic signal here, and there it is. A nice little crotal bell from this site. So I've been here for about an hour and a half maybe, and this is the first thing that I found of note. I found a broken spoon and some bits of lead and stuff, but yeah, finally on board with the crotal bell. So I just walked into this field. I got skunked at the other one. I stepped out of my truck. I took about 3 swings, and look at that. A silver coin right there. Just sitting there right on the surface. That's amazing. I'd Instagram it, but I forgot my phone. I think it's a Queen Victoria. That is awesome. Okay, I still got some battery life left. I took like about 5 steps where I found that silver coin, and I just found this. It's like a large cent. I don't know what it is. It's pretty crusty. But I'm just killing it out here, man.
It's crazy. It's like right next to my friggin' truck. I've been over this area so many times. I don't think that's a Canadian large sand. I think it's something different. We'll clean it up, show you at the end.
It's like plus 35 Celsius today, so it's way too hot to go into the field. It's way too hot, which is why I'm wearing this ridiculous handkerchief on my head. Looks stupid, but you wet it and it does a nice job of keeping you cool. It's way better than a hat. Anyways, I thought we would go over all the stuff I found this week with a little help from Dimple Dolly. Found some really cool things, and just show them to you right now.
There they all are, right there. This is amazing. This is a child's flat iron. That's got to be from the mid to late 1800s. It needs to be put through electrolysis badly, but I didn't even know that these things existed. Such a cool find. A couple of nice crotal bells. This one has the nice design on the end of it, although it's really, really faded. You can hardly see it, but it had a different way of, I think they had like an iron clip on the top that would have sort of affixed them to the leather. Whereas this one, which I just found yesterday, that's a beauty. Look at that. Nice clear sound to it. I think it was nickel plated at one time. These are my favorites. These little cast ones with the cast top on them. This is a 0 right there. It says 0. Found this too. This is a nice black wire rolled bead. I don't know if it's a trade bead or if it's just a bead. It's got a little bit of wear on the surface there, a little flap. You can see the spirals where it was wrapped around the wire when it was made. That would have been made in Venice. That part I'm sure of, because that's where all the glass beads were made. And this is a little drawer pull. I don't know if it's ivory or if it's plastic. I think it may be ivory. I'll have to, a good way to check is to heat up a pin red hot and then poke it into the object in an area, say like down here. If it's plastic, it'll melt right through into it. If it's ivory, it won't, obviously. A couple nice little flat buttons. They've got back marks on them. Pewter flat buttons. I don't know what they say. Probably like rich color or orange gold or something like that. I found these in a spot where I've uncovered a number of identical buttons at an old cabin site, and I think that probably there was an old jacket or a shirt or something that just got thrown into a midden, and they everything rotted away except for the buttons. Obviously, this is a cool button. I don't know much about it. It's got a guy standing on it, and I don't know if those are letters around the edge or if they're just decorations. I found another button just like this in the same field, missing its back mark as well. It's a copper button. It'd be interesting to know what that is. This thing is a cool little silver handle off of something. You can see the hinge part right there, and it's got a little thumb lifter and a nice little engraved square top. It almost looks like a very stylized German cross, World War I cross like you'd see on the sides of the airplanes. It's silver, whatever it is. Nice musket ball, small one. Cool button, gilded. Can't see the back mark on it. This is cool. Actually, let me get to these things first. There's a nice Queen Victoria 1859 Canada 1 cent. That's the first year of issue, 1859. And then this one that I nicked, you can see where I nicked it there at the shovel because it was close to a corn plant. That's 1901, so that was the last year of issue. So that's kind of neat. First year and last year. She died in 1901, and then Edward came to the throne. Edward, who is this guy right there. Little 1910 Canada 5 cent piece. Little worn, but man, I love finding these things. They're so small. They were lost all the time because they were so tiny. This one is the one I quite literally walked up to yesterday. It's in really good shape. 1870 Queen Victoria, Canada, 5-cent silver piece. It's not too often you find two of those in the same weekend, so I was pretty blessed. Now this here is Upper Canada, Bank of Upper Canada, half-penny token from 1850. Now 1850 was the very first year that they made these, because the government moved in 1849. It moved from Montreal to Toronto or York, and whatever city the government was in, the bank of that particular city enjoyed the exclusive rights to print to mint tokens. So that went from, originally it was the Bank of Montreal, but because of a bunch of disruption and craziness resulting from the Rebellion Measures Act or something like that, they moved the legislative buildings from Montreal, because they were damaged in the riots, to York, which is now Toronto, and they started making these there that year, 1850. So that's pretty cool. I've only ever found two 1850s, this one, and then I found a penny, an 1850 penny, and that's St. George on there killing the dragon. Last but certainly not least, this little thing. Now when I first found it, I thought it said scuba must be free, and I thought that didn't make any sense, but it says Cuba must be free. On one side there's the Cuban flag, and then on this side it says remember the Maine. So some of you probably don't remember the Maine. The Maine was an American coal steamer battleship when Cuba was trying to separate from Spain. The American ship, the Maine, this Maine that's pictured on this token, went cruising into Havana Harbor to guard American interests there. There was some sort of a coal fire. It caused the ship to blow up in the middle of the night. The Americans thought that it was sabotaged by the Spanish. 250 sailors died, tragically. And that was the start of the Spanish-American War. Now, what I researched online, I don't know how true it is, but they said that they salvaged a lot of metal off the Maine, because it didn't actually sink. It just kind of sat there. You could still see it. I don't think the water was too deep. And they said that they made these particular tokens from pieces of the Maine. So if that is in fact true, this is a really cool object here. Really happy to find it. And it was just sitting on top of the ground too. And if it isn't made from a piece of the Maine, it's still pretty cool, because I found it out in the middle of a field so far from Cuba and Havana. You know, if these things could talk and tell you their stories, it would be amazing. But that is a really cool little find. So there you have it, folks. That's all my finds from the last couple of weeks. Hope you enjoyed my video. And just try and stay cool this week. It's going to be hot. We need some rain. But thanks for watching, and take care. Bye-bye.